Today we'll use BeautifulSoup library in Python to get the live score of a cricket match and display it to the user. So to start off, I've just created an empty folder named Cricket Score, and I'll create a virtual environment. I've created a virtual environment called env. I'll then go ahead and activate the environment. Once activated, I'll go ahead and install the packages required. So in our case, we will need BeautifulSoup to extract the data and request module to send the HTTP request to and from the web server. So I'll go ahead and install BeautifulSoup4 and the request module. So we have installed those modules, and I've created a main.py file. Now before going ahead, we'll go to the live match. So in this sportswiki.com, there is this live score section, and currently there is a live match between UAE and Afghanistan. We will extract the data from this web page. So we will need this URL. So I just say in my main.py, I'll first of all go ahead and import the request module, and also from the BeautifulSoup, that is BS4 in our case, import the BeautifulSoup class, and then I will just give a constant with the URL that we just copied. Okay, just do a get call to get the data, to get a HTTP response object. So I will give I'll give the variable name page is equal to request module dot get, since it's a get, we are doing a get call, and the URL that is in our live score URL. So this will return HTTP response, and this HTTP response will actually contain the source code of this data. So if you go to the inspect element of this file, so whatever is here, right, the HTML page, we want that, and I'll put a breakpoint here. Not here, just go ahead and print page. I'll put a breakpoint here, and if I debug this file, just to see what the page object returns. Yeah, so here we can see it is the page object is a response 200 HTTP response object, and the actual HTML file is present within the property called content. So the actual content will it's in a byte stream, but it will have the actual data. If you see here, we can see the HTML content. So I'll go ahead and just print out the content attribute, and now if I run this file, we can see that there is the HTML file, and all the data that's required will be here. This is our HTML data, and this HTML data is what we will pass into our BeautifulSoup class to create a BeautifulSoup object, which we then can use to extract information from that page. So I will create a variable soup, and I will create a BeautifulSoup object, and the markup, that is basically the content that we want to extract, we will give it as the page.content. So this is the actual content that we will create the object from, and then we will also require a parser. So since our page is a HTML page, we will use the default HTML.parser. So this is basically to let the BeautifulSoup know that this is a HTML page and parse it as such. So now the soup object will basically contain the HTML file. And now we can actually go ahead and extract information from the HTML. So in our case, first of all, we would like to know the name of the teams that are playing. So if I just highlight the team here, so we can see that in this website case, the two teams are separated by Team A and Team B. So the Team A is the first team, and the Team B is the second team, and they have a class of Team A and Team B. And the actual name is within the the actual name of team A is within the team A div in another div of class team name. So we'll first of all we will extract just this div, the team A div, so that we can see what we can get. So I will give the name as team A div, and I will use the find method. So the find method of the BeautifulSoup object will, based on our query parameter, of that query parameter. So if I mention like ID equals XYZ, then it's going to search the entire soup object, in this case the whole HTML content that we passed, for an element with the ID as XYZ, and whichever element matches that, it's going to create another soup object out of that and store it in team A div. Okay, but in our case right now we don't have an ID, we have a class, so we need the class that is team A. So we'll go ahead and change it to class. And one more thing is class is a keyword in Python. So in order to mitigate, so we can't use the keyword directly. So in order to mitigate that, BeautifulSoup uses class underscore to refer to HTML classes. So we will give the parameter name as class underscore, and then what is the class we need. So in our case, since this is team A, we will say find the element with the class name as team A. And just to see if this is working, I'll just print out team A div. I'll go ahead and delete this. And now if I run this file, we can see that we got the team A div, which contains the actual team A name and everything. Team A div is now basically another soup. We can use the find method on this substrata of a div. To get the name, in this case the name is within the team name div of team A div. We will just give team A name variable is equal to, and now I will find within the div itself. Since the team, we have already the team A div here, we will just use the team A and search within that for the team name. Team A div dot find, same thing here also, class underscore, and in this case we need the name as team name, team N capital name, so team name. Okay, and now if I print name, we'll see that we've got the actual div, but we need only the name. We don't need the HTML tag element. So to get, since now this team A div is another soup, we can just use the dot text attribute. So in any HTML element, if you want to get the actual content of that element, we use the dot text property. And now if I run this program once more, we will see that we've got it as United Arab Emirates. I will repeat the same process for team B2. So only thing I'll change is the variable names, and this class will change to team B. Remaining team name remains same. This will be team B, and this will be team B again. And now if I run this program, we've got UAE as the first team A and Afghanistan as the other team name. Now let's see what other information we will require. So another, I think, useful information is what the current status of the match is. So in this case, the current status is Afghanistan elected to bat. This means that Afghanistan is the first team to bat. In other cases, suppose there is someone has won, this status will change to Afghanistan has won by 5 wickets or such and such. So I believe this information is important. So we'll go ahead and extract this information also. So if I just inspect this element, I can see that this element is a div and it has a class name as status node. I will go ahead and get the current match status is equal to, and since I can't use team B div or team A div, since if you see it is not within a div of team A or team B, it is part of the outside soup. So I'll use the soup variable here. So this soup is basically the whole page content, and I will find from here same thing, a class of we need the status note, so status note, and I will get the text from that. Current match status, and now if I run this again, we can see that we've got the current status of the match. Another important information we will require is the actual scores of both the teams. So currently we can see that the score is over here within the actual team div that we had already extracted, but it's under the team score variable. So to just get that, it will be easy. So I'll just, and since there are two teams, I will use, so team B score is equal to, and now again, since it's, if you look at the element, it's the child of team B. So we can just use the find on the team B div. Okay, so I will just do a find and class, and the name is team score. So one thing here is we can use team score or team B score. I'll use team score since we are within team B div. There is only one element with the class as team score, so it is fine. Let's say you are doing score, if you are using soup.find team score, we will see that within the soup variable, since the soup encompasses both team A and team B, you won't get a single element. You will get a list of two elements. Both of these divs will be in a list. Make sure that you know the data that you're trying to find is unique. In our case, we are searching within the team divs and it has the singular name, so I'll be using that. So team B dot team score, if I do, so this will give me the team B score. So now if I just run this file, yeah, we can see we've got the team score. Again, I didn't use dot text. So we got the score. So I'll just copy this for team A also. So if I use the same, and now just clean up this print statements. Now we'll go ahead and check how to get the actual commentary details here. So if you see this commentary details, we can see that this is part of a commentaries div, and each ball is under a separate div here. Since if you see here, there is no unique ID to differentiate which is the first ball here. So all the deliveries have the same classes, comment and comment ball. And there are some which has comment overend and some comment wicket. But overall, there is no way to differentiate which is the latest delivery here. The way we can use this though, the commentaries div, which encompasses the whole commentaries, has the children, and the first comment ball of that commentaries div will be latest ball. So we will just have to find the children of this commentaries div and get the latest ball from that. So I will first get the commentary div, and again this will need soup. Okay, so we've got the commentaries div from here, and now we will need the children. So to get the children, now we cannot use the find method, since find is to get specific elements based on their classes or IDs. Instead here we need to get the children. So we will use the find children method. And now I'll just print out this children just to see what is happening, what are we getting here. So we can see that it is a list. If you see, each component is like basically a div of every ball. So we've got the children, and now if you see the list, right, the first element is the h3 commentary, which is basically just a heading tag which we don't require. But the second element is the actual latest ball here, and this will contain the actual information. So we can just get the, since it's a list and we know the index that we need, so we'll give this as the latest delivery. And since it's a list and I need the second element, I'll give the index 1. And if I print out latest delivery, we can see that we've got a single comment ball class which contains the actual data of the latest delivery. So we've also got the latest delivery. Now one thing I've noticed is that the information that comes from this website is not very reliable. Like for example, here we can see that in this ball there was a wicket, but the commentary just says Umid Rahman to Ikram Akril, no run. It doesn't say that there was a wicket. So what I came up with is, in each div of a comment there is this score div, okay, and this score will also contain an extra class name based on the actual data. So if it's a wicket, the div will also have a class name of score-w. If you see anything else, like for example, let's say this wide ball here, we can see that the score was score-1WD, meaning it was a 1 run with a wide. And if it's a 4, like over here, this is a 4. So in this case, the score is score-4. Since the actual commentary is very unreliable here, we will make our own commentary, if that makes sense. So based on what the extra class variable is for that particular score div, we will formulate a commentary on our own. In this case, the latest delivery we've got here, and we can see there is a score 0. So we will find the score element, okay, which is the div that contains the score information, the score class. So, and that will be within the latest delivery dot find, and we just need the class as, so here we need this class as score. Since every ball will have a common score class, I'll just use that to find the score element here. And so here now we've got the score div here. Since I want the last class name here, so to get the class name of a element, I will just class names is equal to, from the element there is this att attributes property we will get, which is basically a dictionary that maps each attribute of that HTML element, key value pairs. So in this case, we want the class attributes. So I'll just print it out what I'm getting here. Class names. Delete this. So if I just run this, we can see that we are basically getting the list of classes. And since we need the last class name, here in this case score-4 or whatever, we will just change this variable to score value. And since since this will return a list and we need the last element, we'll just pop out the last element -1 and change in word. And if I give the score value, we'll see that we've got the actual data that we need. And you might see that this keeps changing. That's because every time I run the program, the score changes. So since it's a live match, the score keeps on changing. That's why if you notice that at sometimes the score different from what keeps happening. So we've got the score 1, but the score 1, I mean, we know it is a 1 run, but it's not presentable to the user, right? To do that, what we will do is we will create a dictionary basically that maps all our scores to actual data. So if I've already copied this. So these are a bit more user friendly, I would say, rather than just the class names. And since I've made this a dictionary, key as the actual class name, and value as the human readable form of that class. Okay, so now I will just print score descriptions dot inside method. We'll do got get, and I will give the score value as the key. So now if I run this program, we can see we, rather than getting score -4, we get a more human readable response, like hits a boundary. Now we will also like to know like who hit the boundary, right? Like who is the current batsman. So to get the current batsman, within the comment, we can see that there is the first part, Ayan Afzal Khan to Bahir Shah. The left hand side is the bowler and the right hand side is the batsman. So to get this, we will just split it with the comma and get the first part out of it, and then split it with the to keyword to get the batsman. So, and it's within the comment, right? So I will just get the batsman is equal to latest delivery dot, and we need the text class. So we'll use the find method, class equals text. Okay, so this is the text, and I will get the dot text method, dot text attribute. So this will basically give me the whole Ayan Afzal Khan to Bahir Shah no run. And since I don't require this anything after this comma, so I will just dot split it with comma. So now this will give me a list of all three text that is split by comma. So here Ayan Afzal Khan to the first one, index 0 will be the one that we require. So after we split, we will get again the 0th element of that. So now this part, currently this batsman will be, now the data is Ayan Afzal Khan to Bahir Shah. Now again, we need the Bahir Shah part of it, not the Ayan Afzal, since that's the bowler. So what we'll do is I'll just get the bowler name also. So I'll just give bowler comma batsman is equal to, and then here I will split it with the to keyword. So now when I do this, the split operator will split it with the to keyword. So Ayan Afzal Khan will be the first element and Bahir Shah will be the second element. So to just show that, I will just print bowler comma batsman. So you can see Dhruv Parashar and this person. This is the bowler and this is the batsman. So now we have the batsman, we have the bowler, and we have the score description also. So now we will formulate a commentary. So we will give like show user is equal to, we'll formulate a string. I will give the format like this, like let's say ABC, it's boundary of bowler, batsman, it's a boundary of a bowler. So so here in our case we'll need the batsman. So batsman, we have already given this, right, the scores. So let's say plays a dot ball, settles for 1 run. So we can say like, for if this was the case, it will be like Shahidi settles for 1 run. I'll just store this value here. Score value of, and I'll give the batsman's, the bowler's name. If I just print this. So we can see now the data is a better formatted way. So we can see Hashmatullah Shahidi plays a dot ball of Rahul Bhatia. So this gives us, and this we have formulated, it's not given by any commentator, but based on the class names, we have formulated a somewhat human readable commentary. So that is, looks like there is a extra space after this. So I'll just remove this here. So it will give the proper space. Okay, and one more thing here is all this will work for these scores if the batsman actually hits a score, right? But if he gets out, then this will not make sense. So it'll be like, let's say this guy got out. So it'll be like Shahidi wicket of Rahul Bhatia, which is not, I don't think that's a proper way to format it. So we will give a condition. We will give this if only the score value is not equal to score wicket. Okay, and I'll change this to score class. So only if it's not a score W, I will use this format. But if it is a score W, then what will I do? I will say that bowler takes this guy batsman's wicket. Okay, so I will give bowler takes the wicket of the batsman. That now if I expected else after, okay, it forgot else. This is a Python ternary operator, by the way. Okay, so currently this guy is settled for 1 run off Mohammed. So now we've got the main part of it working. So the only thing left to do is now create a loop. So basically we want to run this till the match is over. So while true, okay, and we don't want it to run like every second, since, so I'll do one thing, I'll just print out, I'll just wait for let's say 5 seconds just to see what's happening. Non-type object has no attribute text. So okay, one thing here is the commentary will also have this over and cards that pop up, which is not really required for us. So this comment over, and basically after every over there will be a card that displays the stats of that particular over, like how many runs this guy in this over was achieved and all that. Since that does not give us information about the current ball or anything, we will just ignore that. Okay, so we'll find, so in this case, right, in the over end there is the last element, the last class is a comment hyphen over end. So I will just since the latest delivery is here, I will just check if latest delivery dot attributes of the class attributes for -1 is equal to the comment over end. In that case, I'll make, since it's a over end, I would think it will take more than 5 seconds. So I'll say sleep for 15 seconds and then just continue. So I don't want you to I don't want you to go, since there is no bowler, batsman or anything in the latest delivery, right? So I'll just tell you, just wait for 15 seconds and get back all the data again. Okay, so let's see if this will help. Non-type object has no. Okay, just print out the latest delivery. Let's see if it is coming here at least. And it's not coming here. Okay, time is not defined. I forgot to import time. I'll also print out the latest delivery dot apps just to see what the latest delivery attributes is. I want to see what's happening in the case of the overend. Okay, so here this is fine. Okay, so right off the bat we can see there is another issue here. So since we're waiting for 5 seconds, the ball may not be bowled yet. Like the data might still be of the previous ball. So we are just getting data of the old ball again and again. So what we can also add is we can also add the OVB, that is the over ball. So unless the over ball changes, let's not show the user anything. So here we'll also get the over ball. Okay. OVB is equal to latest delivery dot find class underscore equals, and then we will need the OVB and dot text. Okay. So let's we'll have a current OVB value, and I'll initialize it to empty for now. If OVB equal to current OVB means that is the data is not yet reflected, then we will just ask them to sleep for another 5 seconds and then continue. So nothing to show the user, basically it's the same ball. Okay, if it is not, then we will say current over ball is equal to OVB. And if I run this now, okay, we can see place a dot ball, and if you see now we are getting, since I've printed the delivery attributes, we're getting it, but we are not actually getting the commentary, which is what we need. Since the so here in this case the data is still of that particular ball. We haven't got the new data yet, so it's working as expected. And one more thing, I think we can also add the actual score, right? So here it just tells the commentary, but we'll also like to know what the current score is and what the actual run rate is. Since we have the show user anyways, I'll just append to that show user dot append, or I think append is not there. I'll just add one more f string. I'll use a pipe to separate the contents, and then I will give, let's see, team A name. If team A's score is not there, then we don't want to show it. Okay, so I'll since it's an f string, I'll team score. That's nothing. I think this should work. Team A name plus team A score if team A, else nothing. Team B score. Use the same. Okay, let's, I don't know if this will work, let's just see it. Okay, in normal. Okay, let's see now. Okay. Okay, comment overend is the second. Okay, overend is the last element, so not comment overend. Okay, so I made a mistake. So this will be just overend. So if it's just the overend, then ignore it. Yeah, so now we can see it's not come here, so it's still in the overend bit. Oh, okay. There's one issue here. So here I am using soup. So every time I'm using soup to find the commentary. So it's the soup is anyway a static. I mean, we are defining it here. So I mean, we'll have to use this also here. Otherwise, it's just the same data that keeps repeating itself. So it's something I forgot. Okay, so here we see Bahir Shah plays a dot ball of Rahul Bhatia. Empty. Okay, so here I forgot to give name. And this is also very ugly. It just shows nothing here. So I'll just add this also here. So I'll stop this here and I'll run this once more. Another overend. Okay, that was quick. Okay, so I had forgotten to add the page attribute also. So this was getting the old page data. So I just re-added the page. So every time we'll get the URL. Now let's run this program. So we can see that we get the proper data here. So this batsman plays a dot ball of Muhammad and we get Afghanistan's score here. And we get the current ball is 32.4. So I think this is good enough, but we can take it a step further. Since this is just a text-based data, right? We can use an inbuilt utility in macOS that will let you get the data from text to speech. So I'll just go back. So in this, just to show an example, so there is this say command in macOS. So I'll just give the command say, and it will just. So if I just say hello.
Hello.
Computer said hello. And that was a very weird voice. So I'll just give the voice as Samantha.
Hello.
So it's I would say a better voice. And now we know that, so here we can see we just use say -v Samantha to tell the voice name and then the actual text that we want the computer to say. In our case, we want to say the commentary here. So what we'll do is we will just, so I'll use the sub processes. So we'll use the sub processes module to just make to run that shell command in our Python script. So I'll use subprocess dot call, and I will pass in the arguments of my command, of the command that I want to run. So here we will say, and the argument that I need is voice, and then I need is Samantha, and then what I need is the actual show user, whatever that I require here. So now if I run, just stop this. If I run this now,
Sharafuddin Ashraf settles for one run off Mohammad Zuhaid Zuber, Afghanistan 127/7, 34.4, current ball 34.4.
so we can see that though not very elegant, we still have a text to speech for the current details of the ball. So just to make it a bit more appeasing, let me just run this in my the actual terminal. So rather than VS Code integrated terminal, so I'll just activate the environment, and I'll just run the main file. So here we will see the actual data comes in the text format in the terminal, and also the actual voice to text.
Sharafuddin Ashraf plays a dot ball off Rahul Bhatia, Afghanistan 128/7, 34.5, current ball 35.3.
So we can see that the program is working as expected. In the terminal,
Sharafuddin Ashraf plays a dot ball off Rahul Bhatia, Afghanistan 128/7, 34.5, current ball 35.5.
Yeah, like I mentioned, so it is working as expected. The commentary is coming in the terminal, and side by side, our text to speech is also playing this. Whatever the commentary comes, it keeps playing it. So that's about it. This program.